Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Happy Feast Day po.
Happy Festival.
Ngayon po ay dakilang kapistahan ni Kristong Hari. At siguro marami na kayong narinig tungkol dito dahil every year natin pinagdiriwang ito. I think it was about last year, no? Meron tayong nakita sa mga sumusubaybay sa yung dating Twitter na ngayon ay X. Meron isang personality sa internet, pangalan niya ay si Candace Owens. Narinig niyo na yung pangalan na yon? Kung hindi pa, no, look her up. At meron siyang pinost sa X. Ano yung sinulat niya? Christ is King. Every knee shall bow. And of course, merong context ito, no? They say she was trolling itong si Ben Shapiro na isang Jew at iba pang mga Jew at kaya ina-accuse siya ng anti-Semitism dahil sinabi niya Christ is King. Pero apart from that, if you take away those backgrounds, siya nga, no? Yun ang profession of faith natin. Christ is King and every knee shall bow. Kaya nga natin pinagdiriwang ito. Kaya ito yung last Sunday of the liturgical year na lahat tayo tutungo dito sa isang katotohanan na ito na yung maghahari sa atin ay walang iba kundi ang ating Panginoong Hesukristo. He is King. He is the one to rule over us. Yun lang nga. In our times, ewan ko kung if you're aware of what a king is, kung sino ang isang hari, kung ano ang dapat gawin ng isang hari. We've never been under kings as a nation. We've been always under leaders who are born out of the revolution or out of the constitution. Pero yung hari, and if you look around the world, how many kings are there? Siguro these monarchs that are not anymore in power. Pero they are there maybe for ceremonial purposes. Kasi nandun pa yung bloodline nila. Kaya even in fantasy, in these novels, these movies, they talk about the king. And sino yung rightful king? The rightful king is one who has been either delegated by a superior power or one who has that royal lineage. And in many cases, we read that even in the Bible, yung pagiging hari ay dala ng line of succession. That's why we would understand if we watch films like Lord of the Rings, okay, if we read the novel, ano yung title ng last niya sa trilogy, Return of the King. And bakit siya rightful king? Because of the lineage. And now we have kings because of that. We have in Great Britain, the monarch. We have in other parts of Europe. We have even in the Middle East. We have also in Thailand. Meron silang mga hari. Pero itong mga hari na ito, or in some cases, the queens or other members of the royal family, they are there because they have received it through heredity. Pero one thing is that it's a thing of the past. It's in the Middle Ages or even in the time after that and before that na merong mga hari na talagang namumuno. Pero what led to the demise of the monarchs? It's maybe because many kings were not righteous or many kings were not really good leaders. And so their kingdoms were not for always, were not forever. Whenever we think about kingship, therefore, we think about leadership. Sino ba yung tunay na naghahari? Ano ba yung dapat quality ng isang hari? There's one philosopher at ito si Plato. Para sa kanya, the model government is not democracy. In fact, democracy is a bad form of government according to him. What is the best form of government? The one led by a philosopher king. Alam niyo kung ano yung philosopher, di ba? One who is deeply steeped in wisdom. One who is a lover of wisdom. And then you know what a king is. So what is a philosopher king? He is a king, isang hari, na talagang nag-iisip, isang hari na may karunungan. And then we might say, di ba si Solomon, no? Siya ay marunong, may karunungan, at siya ay hari. And even then, no, he was corrupted. And that led to many of the monarchs' demise. Sino yung mga mabubuting leader? Ano dapat yung mga quality nitong kings na ito? That they should be visionary. Yung isang mahusay na hari or leader, nakikita niya yung malaking larawan. Not only concerned about himself, but concerned with the whole kingdom. Where is it going? What is its present? What is its future? Kailangan meron din siyang integrity. Yung tunay na leader, at kung yung hari ay leader, no, dapat ay manguna sa pamamagitan ng halimbawa na pinapakita yung kanyang katapatan. Pinapakita niya yung tamang asal. Sa mga leader natin, we want to follow leaders who have integrity. And then we want leaders who have empathy. Ano ba yung empathy? Yung pag-unawa doon sa nararamdaman ng mga tauhan mo. Even decisiveness when it comes to important challenges, important decisions. The leader, the king, should be able to make that decision. And then finally, communication skills. He should be able to communicate to his people. Alam niyo, one of the beautiful films that we've watched in the past is The King's Speech. Have you heard about that? The King's Speech. It's about a king of England. Before the war, he was made into a king. Kaso lang meron siyang problema. His problem is speech defect. Ano siya, no? Nauutal siya. And so he had to hire a speech therapy. But the beautiful thing about this is he really mastered that. And what was the root of that mastery of that speech? That he is able to express what is in his heart. And therefore, when it mattered, he was able to deliver. When was that time when it mattered? When he had to make a speech to all, not only to his kingdom, but all the nations of the Commonwealth. When he said that they were at war. And it was a speech that mattered. He was able to communicate to his people. Dear friends, our readings for today, yung mga binasa natin, they all lead, of course they were chosen, but they all lead to Jesus as King. But maybe we're wondering, no? Malapit na magpasko, we're at the end of the liturgical year, and yet our gospel, yung ating ebanghelyo ay galing kay San Juan, and from the Passion narratives. Whenever we go to Good Friday, we read this gospel passage. It's part of the Passion narrative. But it's so important. Why? It brings about what kind of king is Jesus. Kung titignan niyo, no, puro tanong yung narinig natin mula kay Pilato. It's between Pilate and Jesus. Yung mga tanong niya, ikaw ba yung hari ng mga Hudyo? And then, ako ba'y Hudyo? And then, ang tanong pa niya, no, ano bang ginawa mo? And then yung huli, kung gayon, isa kang hari. A lot of questions. Were they questions that mattered? Sabi, ikaw bang hari ng mga Hudyo? And yung sagot ni Jesus doon ay it challenges him. It challenges Pilate. Galing ba yan sa'yo o sa iba? Sinabi ba yan? Or sinasabi mo ba yan sa iyong paninindigan? And of course, Pilate was protesting. Ako ba'y Hudyo? Now, why is it important for Pilate? Even that title, ikaw ba'y hari ng mga Hudyo? In fact, yun din ang lalagyan niyang karatula, no? yung INRI, Jesus Nazarenus Rex Judeorum, Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. Jesus ng Nazareth, Hari ng mga Hudyo. Parang yun ang ano niya. Ito yung title ni Jesus, Hari ng mga Hudyo. Which will make other people protest. Bakit? Kasi, sino ba yung Hari ng mga Hudyo at that time? In fact, if you go to the Gospel of St. Matthew, nung yung mga mago, hinahanap nila si Jesus, nung paglapit nila kay Haring Herodes, tinanong nila na, nasan ba rito? San ba pinanganak yung bagong silang na hari ng mga Hudyo? Si King Herod yung tinanong. Siyempre, tatanungin King Herod, hari ng mga Hudyo, di ba ako yun? And so it's a title. It's a title more than spiritual, it is political. Kaya nga, si Pilato, interesado siya ron. Kung ito'y hari ng mga Hudyo, then he is a threat to the Roman Empire. Kasi yung mga Hudyo ay sinasakupan ng Roman Empire. At sino mga ina-appoint nilang hari? Sila ay nag-a-appoint ng puppet kings tulad ni King Herod para kontrolado nila. At kung nandito isang hari ng mga Hudyo, baka magkaroon ng insurrection. And so he was, after that, is the kingship of Jesus a political kingship? Yun ang tinatanong ni Pilato. Ikaw ba'y hari ng mga Hudyo? Pero yung katugunan doon, in-explain ni Jesus, my kingdom is not here. Yung kaharian ko ay hindi sa sanlibutan ito. Kung sa sanlibutan ito ang aking kaharian, ipinakipaglaban sana ako ng mga tauhan at hindi na ipagkanulo ng mga Hudyo. Kundi, armies will come here. Pero yung my kingdom is not a kingdom of arms. It's not a kingdom of violence. Ano yung paghahari niya? At doon tayo pupunta, no? Yung hari niya ay tungkol sa katotohanan. I-explain ko yan maya-maya, no? Pero doon sa ating mga una at ikalawang pagbasa, kita natin na lahat ito'y tungo kay Jesus bilang hari. Yung unang pagbasa mula sa aklat ni Propeta Daniel, ano yung sinasabi sa atin? Na darating itong anak ng tao at siya ay maghahari. Paano sa English yun? Someone like the Son of Man. Kaya nga, dun sa Bagong Tipan, tawag ni Jesus sa sarili niya ay Son of Man. Anak ng tao. Anong ibig sabihin nun? That he has his humanity. Pero, he goes back to the book of Daniel. Dahil dito, yung anak ng tao na yun, siya yung maghahari magpakailanman. Siya ay manggagaling sa mga ulap. Ano ibig sabihin ng ulap? Pag pumunta tayo sa Lumang Tipan, yung ulap ay simbolo ng presensya ng Diyos. Yan, naroon yung Diyos. And He will reign forever. Hindi natin binasa, pero yung mga unang verses dito ay tungkol sa 4 na kaharian na lilipas. Yung mga Israelita, sila'y napas sa ilalim nitong 4 na ito. Mga taga-Babylonia, mga taga-Persia, mga taga-Grecia, Greece, at mga Romano. Pero lahat ng ito'y matatapos or nagtapos. At sino'y mananatili? Itong maghahari na ito. At nakikita natin to bilang si Jesus. And this is affirmed in the second reading from the book of Revelation. Dumating itong figure na ito, no? And it is somebody who will reign forever, and it's Jesus. At anong sinabi niya? Ako yung Alpha at yung Omega. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Ano ba yung Alpha at Omega? The first letter in the Hebrew alphabet at saka yung last letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Ibig sabihin, sakop niya lahat ng panahon. Sinong pinanggalingan natin? Si Jesus. Kanino tayo tutungo? Kay Jesus. This is the last week of ordinary time. Next week, we will be celebrating Advent. And Advent is coming, pagdating. Sino yung darating? Si Jesus. At ngayon yung katapusan. Kanino tayo nagtatapos? Kay Jesus. Mga kapatid, yun ba yung buhay natin? Kapag yung araw natin, tignan natin yung araw natin. Paano nagsisimula yung araw natin? Paano nagtatapos yung araw natin? Paano nagsisimula? Do we wake up and pray to Jesus? Bago tayo matulog, yun din ba yung ginagawa natin? Kung ganun ginagawa natin, si Kristo yung hari natin. Pero pustahan tayo, no? Kadalasan, yung unang bagay na pumapasok sa isip mo pagkagising ay titignan mo yung cellphone mo, di ba? Bago ka matulog, ano yung huling titignan mo? Yung cellphone mo. Palitan natin yun. Bago natin tignan ang cellphone natin, magdasal tayo. Pagkatapos nating isara, bago natin isara yung mata natin, magdasal tayo. So that Jesus really becomes the Alpha and the Omega. Finally, no, dito sa ating Ebanghelyo, ano yung sinabi ni Jesus? Tungkol sa katotohanan, naparito sa sanlibutan upang magsalita tungkol sa katotohanan. Nakikinig sa aking tinig ang sinumang nasa katotohanan. Ano ba yung katotohanan? And that is in fact what will Pilate ask afterwards. What is truth? Ano ba yung katotohanan? Now, this is what we hear. Ito yung katotohanan ko. Iba yung katotohanan mo. My truth, your truth. Saan na napunta yung truth na ayan yung totoo? Truth is conformity of the mind with the reality. Hindi yung may sarili kang truth. Otherwise, kung bawat isa sa atin may sariling truth, ang tanong natin, ano pa ba yung totoo? Ano ba yung pinaniniwalaan natin? And therefore, it's a call for us. Isang tawag para sa ating lahat. Tingnan natin, saliksikin natin, ano ba yung katotohanan? Are we one-sided? Or do we listen to fake news? Or to opinions that hindi naman napagnilayan? Let's think about that because Jesus is the truth. At yung sinabi niya, yung nakikinig sa akin ay nasa katotohanan. We end with that. Let's listen to Jesus. After all, He is the King. Different from the monarchs who had their decline kasi hindi sila naging mabuting mga hari. Ito yung haring mabuti na dapat nating sundan. At siya yung haring maghahari magpakailanman. God bless you all.